this other preacher opens with, if there was no hell, I would close my Bible. If there was no hell, I would rest easy. If there was no hell, I wouldn't preach.
And now, listen to these profound words by Dr. Jack Howes.
Is there a hell? If there's no hell, I'd close my Bible. If there's no hell, I would not preach another sermon as long as I live. If there's no hell, I would take life easy. I would not go day and night. But I'm convinced from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet that there is a hell.
To which I respond, I would, if there was no hell. You wouldn't read the Bible if there was no hell? Like, what kind of preacher are you? That, to me, I found that to be like insane.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a preacher. I would fucking read the Bible if there was no hell. I do. Because because what's the point of all of this? Like what is the point of this entire message? What is there if there's no literal hell? I mean, difficult question. I guess my short answer would be the fact that we're constantly haunted by the questions we can't answer, our mistakes, the traumas we've endured, both very small and sometimes very great, the people we've lost, all of these things that will gnaw at us no matter how much success materially or, how comfortable our lives might be. For some people, that's living their lives in like literal constant torment.
Yeah.
Like, all the poor homeless people I see on the streets of Los Angeles or, and for many of us, it's just simply the gnawing pain and fear and everything else. And the fact that there is a framework with which you can interact with the world that can help you relieve that can give you peace in a world where that is almost never an option.
Right. And with your own brain working against you all the time based on like DNA of like our ancestors and like literally like you have like these fear mechanisms in your mind that are meant to like protect you a long time ago, and it's like not actually useful anymore.
Right.
But like you can't help but control that. I mean, and just depending on the individual, it's a lot easier or harder for the individual. And there's there's a lot going on in the world. It's a confusing place. There's a lot of reasons to like look for help or solutions in other places and to acknowledge that like, just generally speaking, just to acknowledge that you don't know everything too, and like need help in some capacity.
Yes.
Like I like, what is this guy's life otherwise that like, if there's no hell, he's good.
That's so true. He must be the luckiest man on earth.
Right.
Because I don't care how, devout of a Christian you are, how godly or how rigidly you live your life within the rules that you've set up for yourself. There are questions that pang your soul, that keep you up at night. That is the point of all of this. So yeah, I found it very disturbing to hear a preacher say, if there was no hell, I would close my Bible. For some reason, that was like one of the most insane things I've heard in everything we've watched.
Yeah.
I was like very taken aback by that.
Like, why do you even read the rest of the Bible then? I don't.
Yeah. Because I do honestly have to say, and, while our show is like basically non-denominational, I mean, I am a Christian. My personal faith grows stronger every day. And I honestly think that there are some really valid reasons why you listening or anyone could want to say to yourself, I take Jesus into my heart. It can bring you a lot of peace. And just at the end of the day, when I pray and ask forgiveness and, things like that, I mean, like, what a great way to just like reset myself. And, I do fear death the way that many people do. And I mean, it's nice to say, well, you know what? I am saved. And I do know what's going to happen to me when I die. Is that maybe a silly thing to claim that I know? Yeah, quite possibly. But my God, like, give yourself a moment of peace
right
in this world. Give yourself a moment of peace.
Yeah, right. Instead of making the point to be in constant fear. And that's why you need to just cling on to this thing. It shouldn't be like a clinging on thing. It should be like a community support thing. And I don't know. There's a lot of reasons people go to church.
Totally. And I think that's like part of the reason why, atheism can be so, as we say, cringe online, and why there's been sort of like the trend has moved toward the fact that like, the typical kind of atheist is sort of seen as like cringe. Now I'm talking about the type of atheist who says things like Christianity is just a crutch. Like, I don't need that in my life. Like I can get through life,
a certain type of vocal atheism.
Exactly.
And just like you were saying earlier, being so sure of like how things work and like what hell is like similar to how like a certain section of atheists are too, where they're like, no, there definitively is no God. And like,
that's really what cringe is to me. I think maybe I'm really defining what cringe means to me, which is like someone who thinks they know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.